Hi everyone, it's Becky. I just have a design team project to share with you guys for the month of July. It's for Craftsupplies1, and what I've done is make another hot air balloon, and it's to match my card that I made. And this card is also a design team project, but it's the video before this one. So I made another hot air balloon. I've done a tutorial on how to make these, I think a couple of months ago, maybe at the beginning of the year, if you want to check it out, and I guess follow along. And then also Miranda, which is Miss Liberty 25, also has a tutorial on these hot air balloons, but she uses the chipboard pieces on hers, and I just use a clip art like that you can download onto your computer from like the internet, and I can size it. So this one is 5 by 7, and then the one for my card, I think I sized it like a wallet size, like it's 3 by 4. And so that's why I like, because you can, you know, make different sizes. And I tried to go pretty small with this one. I was trying to make it like little, but I don't know, it still turned out like, it seemed like the same size as the other ones I've made, but I think it is a little bit smaller. I don't have the other ones anymore to compare, but it still turned out cute. The other thing that I did different with this one than my tutorial, and let me just grab it, hopefully I don't knock everything off here. Let's see if I can find one. There it is. Let's see, here's a better one, and it's a little bit more flimsy, but now that I've gotten it all put together and stuff, it's pretty sturdy now, but when I was putting it all together it was a little bit flimsy and I was a little worried. But I used a Ritz cracker box, which is pretty thin, like cardboard, chipboard, but it still turned out good. In my tutorial I think I used like a priority mailing box that is like the thinner cardboard, and that I like that, I guess the best, but this seemed to work out pretty good. I did have a little bit of hard time, but it could have been me too, because my kids were like all screaming when I was trying to put these little inserts in, so that could have been me, but I couldn't get them glued down straight. Like some of them were out far. But anyways, enough rambling. So I used the Ritz cracker box. The paper that I used was the Prima D-Light, and to match my card, and then I used the A4 paper pad, so I didn't change it. I was gonna double them up and so that there was pattern on both sides, but I decided not to. I think it makes it look more shabby, and plus when you look at it, like really you still see pattern, you don't see a lot of white. So so the backs of the papers are white, like right there you can see they're all white, but if you just look at it like that you can see pattern, so I think it added to the shabbiness of it. And then the other thing I did different than my tutorials, I used snow text on the edges of where I used the cracker box, the chipboard, just to kind of hide the edges. And then I also used it on the papers too after I distressed them, and I had them in there. I just wiped it, I just put a little bit of snow text and then took my paintbrush and kind of, you know, painted it down. And I think I like that too, because it added to the shabbiness that I wanted it to. And then the other, I think that's it. Like, that's pretty much what I done different to assemble it. Everything else is pretty much the same. Here on the top, I did, after I got everything assembled, I put my hanger on, because I always forget to do that. So I did that first, and I just took some seam binding and some chain, and this is black chain from Joann's, and I just painted it with gesso. Just went over it really lightly, and then I put the seam binding in through the links of the chain, just kind of hold it, you know, in place. I kind of twirled it around, And then I hung my chains from the hot air balloon, and I did the same thing, put gesso over the chain because it was black and I ran out of silver. So I just decided to paint it to add, so it wouldn't really stand out, like have this black, you know, the black overpowering everything. So I think that shabbied it up. And then I went back up here and did my flowers, and what I did was like I think it's a doily like this, but it's more round. It's a round one, and I just cut it in half, and I put half on each side of the hanger. And then I use these organza flowers from Craftsupplies1, and they have a bling in the center and some stamen. And then I put these two flowers. That's an aqua color one, and that's a 1/2 inch, and then this is a 3/4 inch pink one. And I did it on both sides, so there's some more flowers there, and I think that matched the paper pretty good. And then I put snow text all over all of my flowers, and then I put on my trim, and my trim is this, let me kind of show you. It's this one, and I think I got it last month in my design team package, and it's like organza, and it has the circles sewed in it. It's really pretty. And then this is a crochet trim with a ribbon running through the top, and this was kind of difficult to put on the balloon to keep it straight. And I think why is because I go through and glue it to each piece, because I try to space these out where I want them and then glue the trim to it so that it kind of holds it where I want the little papers at. And then this one kind of covers the top where it's uneven and kind of makes it look all finished. So this one was really easy. I just put a string of glue like down the middle of the ribbon and just wrapped it around, so that was pretty easy. But I think it turned out pretty cute with the trim. I like it. And then the flowers, these are the 1.5 inch, I believe, and these ones are all white. And what I did is I took the Prima chalk etcher. I don't know if it's picking it up at all. It's the blossom tree, and I just went over the edges a little bit with it, and then I put snow text on top. And then underneath here is a doily. Another doily that Julie carries, and I thought I had it out. Oh, I do. It's this one, and I just glue like a cream one and a white one underneath the flower, and then I glued the flower on at each point of where the chain was coming down. So I did the same thing with all the flowers. And then I did my little flower cluster up here, and the first thing I did is I glued down this. I took off, or cut off the leaves right here, so the leaves are just separate like this. And I just glued down just this middle flower right here underneath there, and then I put some cheesecloth, and you can kind of see it coming out underneath, like right there, and over here on the side, just so that it was like little tiny pieces of it poking out here and there. And then I took and did my flowers, and this is the same flower that I used right here. And then this is a baby pink one, like a really light pink. And then I did take some gesso and cover the whole thing a little bit, just to kind of tone it down. And then this is a parchment paper flower. Let me see. And it's kind of like, it's got a little bit of pink on the edges, and then it's cream. The rest is cream. And then, of course, I put the snow text over the top. And then this is another aqua color one, as well as right here. And then this is a rolled clay rose with a ribbon rose in the middle. And then this is another clay rose, and that's the aqua color one. And then I have a a flower bead cap right there with a pearl in the middle I just tucked in there. And then these flowers right here are just from my stash. And then the leaves that I cut off of that applique, I have it stuck in, I cut a couple of them. So I just used the leaves off of one and then the flower off of one. And left the flower for later off another one. So I have leaves tucked in there, and then underneath here, and over here, and then over here. So that's kind of a fun thing to do with those appliques. And then these berries I got from Marla Rizona Spot. Thank you, Marla. And I just put Snow-Tex all over everything. Let's see. And then I have this clock, and this is, it doesn't belong to any paper line, but it's a Prima. It's this wood clock right here, but there's a package of all of them. And I love clocks. So I put a Prima clock face on it with the little Prima clock hands. And I embossed the little wood thing with my Lindy's, the Hibiscus Rose Orange. And so that's what that is. And then I put a little bit of Snow-Tex on the top. And then over here, this is the hot air balloon. I had to have that in there because I got that one too, and it's, I'm going to try and say it. I could say it off camera. Cardiographer? I don't know, I just struggle saying that. And it's the hot air balloon right there. And I just painted, I did gesso one first, and then that one, I ended up using the Tattered Rose, the Distress embossing powder. And then I put Snow-Tex kind of over the top of it. And then I think that's it for my little flower cluster. And then down here I have a bow that I did, and I don't have any more of this or I'd show you, but it's this trim right here, and I just did a bow out of it. And then I hung these with the little, you know, things that hang. I just, you know, glued these up underneath my bow so they would hang down too. And it's this crochet trim from Craftsupplies1. And then there's another pink flower, the same ones that I used up on the top. And then this is a halfback heart pearl from Marla. And then I just wrapped that trim around, just kind of finish it off. And I think it turned out really cute. And then here on the basket I have, let's see if I can hold it. Oh, let me move my camera down. It's a little bit easier. Here in the basket I have a handmade crochet flower, and I'll post a link to the tutorial. It's by Lily, so I'm pretty sure most of you have seen it. She just folds the doily like this, and so you just put some glue and fold it in half, and then put a little bit of glue and fold it up like this. And then you glue it down on your little circle. You do 4 of them. And then it makes it like really shabby, like you can tell on my flower. And then after you have that down as your base, like you just glue this up underneath your flower so it fills in the gaps. And I think it turns out really cute. I'll put the link to the tutorial below in the description box. Okay, and then for the middle part, the pink part, I sprayed some of this Heidi Swap, this trim right here, the smaller one. And then I did a running stitch through it. And then I took my Prima Distress tool and like distressed the edges of the fabric. And then I put some eyelash trim and some cheesecloth. And then this is a flower, what is it called? Oh my gosh. Flower bling from Craftsupplies1. It's in the shape of like a flower, and then I put a halfback pearl and I just use them as flower centers. I really like them. So that's my doily, crochet doily flower. And then my little thing, my little basket is just a 6x6 folded up, you know, and then I punch the edges and glue it together, and I hang my chain from it with some, oh my gosh, I'm like losing my memory here. Little hoops. What are they called? Oh my gosh. I've been doing this too long today. Anyways, I just hang them from that. I just poke a little hole and hang them from those. And then I made these little bows out of the seam binding that I used for the hanger. And then this is some crochet trim too, and I made a bow out of that too. And then I put a pink flower in the middle, and I think that turned out really cute. So I did that on all the corners. And then for my edges, I did pastel blue chalk ink, the Prima chalk ink. And then I put some of the Snow Tex over the top. And then, you know, on the sides too, to kind of shabby it up. Because I didn't put any lace or trim or anything, and I usually do. But I left that one because I really like the paper. So that's my hot air balloon. And let me know what you guys think. And we have some exciting stuff coming up at Craftsupplies1, so you'll have to stay tuned. Let me move my camera back up. And so you have to keep stay tuned and keep posted for that. It should be next couple of days, the announcement, or maybe tomorrow, I think. And so yeah, anyways, I do like everybody's comments, so feel free to leave a comment. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask. I usually try to answer them the best that I can. So, and I really appreciate everyone that watches my videos and that has been following me. I'm a little over 800 subbies, so I'm waiting to reach 1,000, and I'm going to do a big giveaway. So, I guess stay tuned for that as well. Hopefully it'll be soon. So anyways, just want to thank you, and head on over to the shop. I'll post the links to both Craftsupplies1 Zibbit and Etsy store, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.